Hello everyone, welcome in this session of English Work Bharati Standard 12th. Today we are going to discuss about writing skill in that 3.1 summary writing. So summary writing is one of the important skills of writing skill and that is why we are going to discuss it today. Section 3 3.1 summary writing. A summary is a record in the reader's own words that gives the main points of a piece, such as a newspaper, article, a lecture, a passage, a chapter, or even a whole book. So, this is a definition of a summary. We can say that this is a definition of a summary. That what is a summary? Summary is a record in the reader's own words that gives the main points of a piece. So whatever piece of writing it may be, but in summary we are considering the main points of that writing in reader's own words. The person who is reading that, he, what we can say, he consider all those main points and make them he write them in brief, that is summary. So summary is a record in the reader's own words that gives the main point of a piece of writing, whatever piece of writing, or it may be a whole book. So this is what a summary is. We have icebreakers here. Discuss in pairs and guess the correct alternative for the following. To summarize means, so after the definition we have discussed what exactly summary means, what exactly the act of summarizing means. So the act of summarizing means to recapitulate the main points in selection. To recapitulate the main points, whatever the main points are there, we have to recapitulate them and we have to write them, and that is what a summary is. So out of four, only one option is that is correct, is to recapitulate the main points in selection is summary. The next question, the type of summary that consists of a paragraph to express the main idea is written summary. The type of a question we are solving in our question paper, that we are writing a paragraph on whatever paragraph uh, we come across, or whatever paragraph is given in our examination, we write a written summary of it in a paragraph. So type of summary that consists of a paragraph to express the main idea is written summary. We have a next question. There are various ways of incorporating other writers' work into your own writing. Incorporating means what? To blend, to mix, or to include as a part of your writing. What we are going to include? Other writers' work. They differ according to the closeness of your writing to the source of writing. Match the ways of writing in brief in column A with their descriptions in column B. So here we have ways of writing and we have description of them. So what exactly summarizing means, what exactly paraphrasing means, what is exactly press writing is. So we are going to discuss about the ways of writing and their descriptions over here. So what exactly summarizing means? So summarizing means it includes main ideas into one's own words. So, as we have discussed the definition of summary, in that we have already discussed that summarizing means it includes main ideas into one's own words. The next thing is paraphrasing. So, what exactly paraphrasing means? Paraphrasing means it must be identical to the original and match the document word by word. So paraphrasing, generally we do paraphrasing of a poem. So whatever we have discussed in the poem in poetic lines, we try to write a paragraph on it, and each and every word is identical and related to the main document word by word. So that is paraphrasing. Pressy writing. Pressy writing, what exactly pressy writing is? It includes taking broader segment of the source and condensing it slightly. So While we are writing a passive writing, we take the broader segment of the source. Whatever piece of writing we have, we are taking the broader segment and we are condensing it. We are making it little short. That is just condensing it little. That is what condensing it slightly. Next is quoting. So what is exactly quoting is? Quoting means it includes not just the main idea but every detail expressed clearly and to the point. So, quoting means it includes not just the main idea but every detail expressed clearly and to the point. So, each and every detail is important, not only the main idea in quoting. Then, the next thing is editing. So, what exactly editing is? Editing includes selection of proper lines from the given extract for correction, condensation, and organization. So, in editing, we have a right to make changes. So, accordingly, we are correcting, we are condensing, and we are organizing them, and that is what editing is. So, editing gives us a chance to correct, condense, and organize, and that is what editing is. The last thing is just writing. So, what is just writing? It includes the most essential part or the crux of the matter. The most essential part, just what we say, that write down the gist, that is the most important part, the most essential part or the crux of the matter is just writing. So this is the lesson summary writing. We are very fortunate that though we are handling this kind of a question every year, but this year, from this year only, we have a chance that we have a written document, written lesson is there, that we are learning through this lesson that what exactly summary is. So summary writing. Brevity is the soul of wit is one of the countless maxims coined by William Shakespeare. There are various famous maxims by Shakespeare, but one of the important maxims for us over here is brevity. Brevity means the shortness. Whatever we have to say, we have to tell it in short, in brief, in compact. That is what brevity is, the soul of a wit. Whatever you want to say, there is no need to use so many words. You have to express them in brief. You have to express them in short. That is what brevity is, the soul of wit. It is one of the, what we can say, characteristics of the wit, that the person can express himself in brevity. It is relevant to speaking as well as writing, and this is applicable both in speaking and writing. Brevity or concision is the cutting of unnecessary words while conveying an idea. Many times we found that whether we are speaking or writing, we are using so many words, and those words are unnecessary. So when we learn the skill of brevity or concision, we usually cut down the unnecessary words which are there, which are there conveying an idea. So sometimes the idea is neglected and it is not highlighted due to the unnecessary words which are expressed. It aims to enhance communication by eliminating redundancy without omitting important information. So, what is the aim of a summary writing? Eliminating redundancy means what? Sometimes it becomes too wordy. Extra words are used for describing something, for talking about something, and those words are actually unnecessary. It becomes too wordy. So many words are used for expressing something, and that is why we have to cut it out. That is what eliminating redundancy without omitting important information. So in that attempt, we should not neglect or we should not omit what is important. The thing is very important that we should not neglect what is or omit whatever is important. Summary writing is one of its kind that has been described as one of the elementary principles of writing. So summary writing is very important skill of writing skill, and it is considered as elementary principles of writing. To speak what is required, to write what is necessary is a requisite towards the development of languages. So, as we are learning a language, and through this, we are learning a language skill, that is, whatever you want to express, whatever you want to say, you have to express it in a short, in a brief, but exactly what is necessary. It is important to be brief in written expression. To express in brief the main points of a written record is a summary writing skill, and that can be developed by practice. So, with the help of a practice, a person can learn this skill, that by writing various summaries, we can understand how to write a summary. So, to express in brief the main points of a written record is the summary writing skill, and that can be developed by practice. Summarizing has a definite purpose. The purpose of a summary is to give the reader a clear, objective picture of the original text. So, what is the purpose? We are learning about the purpose of a summary, to give a reader a clear, objective picture, whatever exactly is there in a original document, or written, whatever material we have. So in a summary, we should have a clear and objective picture of that original material. Most importantly, the summary states only the main points of a text. What summary is doing, it is restating only the main points of the text or a lecture without giving examples. So in summary, generally we avoid writing about the examples which are there in the original text, or details which are there, such as dates, numbers, and statistics. So we do not consider the dates, the numbers, or statistics means the data which is available, or the data interpretation which is available. So generally we try to omit all these details. We are only restating the main points of the text or the lecture. So this is all about the introduction of a summary writing. So here we have a list of do's of summary writing. So what are the do's of summary writing? What is essential while we are writing a summary? Read and reread the passage. First of all, read it and then reread it. We have to increase our speed of reading in that case, that we have to read it twice. So read and reread the passage, then understood it. We have to understand what exactly the writer wants to say, what exactly the passage is about, and that is what understanding of the passage. Read the instructions. We know that there are few instructions of summary writing and few steps, and we have to follow them. Find exactly what you need to summarize. That is what exactly the passage is about, and what exactly we have to summarize. Identify the main idea through the process of asking questions. We have to ask questions to ourselves, that what exactly the passage is about, what exactly the main idea of that paragraph or that piece of writing, and that is what we have to ask questions to ourselves. Form short sentences on your own. So whatever language is used by that writer, but we have to try to express ourselves, we have to restate whatever the main idea is there by using short sentences of our own. We have to avoid writing in complex or compound sentences. Rather than, we have to use simple sentences, short sentences, which can clearly express the main idea of the paragraph. Then we have to connect the sentences using linkers. So there are various linkers which are used in English, and we have to use them while we are writing a summary. So what are the linkers? Linkers are the words which links to the together to ideas, to words, to sentences. They may be worked as a, there may be conjunctions or various if not or unless, such types of words are there. Sometimes we found that afterwards, naturally, therefore, these types of words are also used as a linker. So there are so many words used as linker. They linked to ideas, to sentences, to phrases, etc. So that is why linkers are very important whenever we are writing summary. Then we have to remove redundant words and sentences from the key sentences. So sometimes the sentences, sometimes it might be lengthy. So many words are there, or some ideas are repeated, or what we can say, sometimes the sentence is needlessly wordy. So many words are used to express the same idea. So we have to cut it down, whatever is extra, whatever is unnecessary, whatever is more than necessary. So we have to find out those words, and we have to remove those redundant words. It will not affect whatever is there, it will not affect the main idea. So we have to cut down what is unnecessary. Then we have to omit details. There is no need to go in detail. Whatever is there in the original text, we should not go in detail. We have to consider only main points. Avoid your own interpretation. It is very important. Though we are using our own words, we are not going to interpret it. We are not going to explain it. We are not going to justify it. Whatever we are doing, we are just restating it in our own words. That is very important. एका वाक्यामध्ये सांगायचं म्हटलं तर समरी ही काय आहे, तर जे काही लिहिलेलं आहे त्यातले जे मेन पॉईंट्स आहेत ते आपल्या शब्दात परत सांगणं म्हणजे समरी. कुठल्याही प्रकारचं इंटरप्रिटेशन डिटेल्समध्ये जाणं किंवा कुठल्याही प्रकारच्या इंटरप्रिटेशनची आपल्याला गरज नाही आहे. सो दॅट इज वॉट डूज ऑफ अ समरी रायटिंग. सो आफ्टर कन्सिडरिंग डूज, व्हॉट आर दी डोंट्स ऑफ समरी रायटिंग. काय केलं पाहिजे ते पाहिलं आपण, आता काय नाही करायचं आहे while we are writing summary. So don'ts of summary writing: do not include, do not add, that is unnecessary, that is redundant, what we have already discussed. ज्याची गरज नाही आहे, जे एक्स्ट्रा आहे, खूप जास्तच गोष्टी रिपीटेडली सांगितल्या जात आहेत. सो डू नॉट include what is extra wordy, redundant, needlessly wordy. What is, we are talking about the details. We are not going in detail while we are restating in summary. So do not consider the details which are there. So do not include, do not contain what is there which is extra, or what we can say, which is not under the heading of main idea. The next is exclude. Then do not exclude what is important. Sometimes what happens, the main idea is neglected, we are keeping it out, we are keeping it away, we are removing it from whatever we are writing. So do not exclude what, do not keep it out, whatever is important. So first of all, make it clear what is main idea. Then do not add from your side. We are not going to add anything from our side. The next thing is comment. We have no right to comment on the paragraph. We are not going to comment. We are not saying whether it is good or bad. We are not going to praise it or criticize it. So we have no right to comment, and we are not going to give examples. Though we have a very good knowledge about the subject, still we are not going to give examples. त्या विषयाच्या संदर्भात कुठली उदाहरणं आपण देणार नाही आहोत. सो दीज आर दी डोंट्स. वी डू नॉट इन्क्लूड anything which is not necessary, which is not the main idea of the paragraph. We are not excluding the main idea. We are not adding something from our side. We are not commenting, and we are not giving examples. So these are the don'ts. Then we have an example of a summary writing. We have a paragraph over here, and we are here, it is given that it is an article for summary. What we have, an article for summary, and we are going to summarize it. So as an example, let us take an article for summary. Learning disability, that is LD. शिकताना मुलांना काही अडचणी येतात, त्यांची आपण लर्निंग डिसॅबिलिटी ही इथे त्याच्याविषयीचं आर्टिकल आहे हे बघणार आहोत. लर्निंग डिसॅबिलिटी LD इज अन अम्ब्रेला टर्म for a wide variety of learning problems. There are so many problems faced by children. Children with learning disorder might be labeled as slow learners, but they are as smart as everyone else. They just need to be taught in proper environment conducive to their learning speed and level. Observations of a child over a period of time by parents at home and teachers in school can provide valuable information about the way a child is able to learn and function in all the ways that he should be able to at his age and level. There may be certain apparent problems like reading, writing, listening, speaking, reasoning, and dealing with maths. Once these problems are identified, it is time for proper investigation. It is important in order to clarify specific learning disorders and also rule out any other issue affecting the student's educational progress. So here we are talking about the learning disability. Investigations may reveal various types of disorders like dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, specific reading disability, auditory processing disorder that is APD, ADHD, etc. Auditory processing disorder that is APD, also known as central auditory processing disorder, is a condition that affects the sound that travels unimpeded through the air, is processed or interpreted by the brain. Individuals with APD do not recognize subtle differences between sounds and words. So, the person who has a hearing problem, for him, the air which travels through the air, it was interrupted or processed by the brain, and that is why he understands something else, whatever is taught. Dyscalculia is a condition that affects a person's ability to understand numbers and learn math, science, and symbols, while dysgraphia affects a person's handwriting abilities and fine motor skills. Dyslexia is a learning disorder affecting reading and language based processing skills like reading fluency, decoding, recall, writing, and sometimes even speech. So, what is affected due to dyslexia? Many aspects of speaking, listening, reading, writing, and arithmetic overlap and build on the same brain capabilities. So, same brain capabilities are used for various subjects, and that is why those skills are overlapping or affected due to these problems. It is not surprising that people can be diagnosed with more than one learning disability. Sometimes a student may have a more than one learning disability. Therefore, any disorder that hinders the ability to understand language will also interfere with the development of speech, which in turn hinders learning to read and write. So, if the person has a problem in understanding language, so what are the effects? Then his speech is affected, his learning, that is reading and writing, is also affected. ADHD, that is attention deficient hyperactive disorder. The full form of ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder, includes difficulty in staying focused and paying attention. The child has a problem of hyperactive disorder, and that is why he is not able to focus. So he is unable to focus and he is unable to pay attention. He is suffering from restlessness and difficulty in controlling behavior. He cannot control his behavior, or we can say he has no control, or she has no control on his or her own behavior, and that is for ADHD. There are many other learning disabilities that can be identified in the normal classrooms or classrooms at school level. There are many other learning disabilities. So only these 3 or 4 learning disabilities are not there. There are many more learning disabilities that can be identified in the normal classroom at school level. Such problems can be solved to a great extent using various methods and treatments if diagnosed at an early stage. If diagnosed at early stage, we can cure that child out of these disabilities, or we can help him in his or her disabilities. Inclusion in education is one of the ways to solve the problems of children with learning disorder. Inclusion. So, what exactly inclusion here? It means that we have to let them study with other children to whom we can consider as normal children. Some children, those who have a problem, they, if they study with the normal children, they will get help from those normal students, and they will quickly come out of their problem. So inclusion in education, whatever problem they may have, but if they are included in a normal process of teaching learning, then definitely they will come out quickly out of their situation. In a mixed ability classroom, the effective teaching methods and conducive environment a child with learning disability can progress is not only education but also social interactions. When a child with a disability he learns with normal children, then he gets benefited because he progresses not only in education but also in social interactions. Implementation of inclusive classrooms may vary. Implementations of inclusive classrooms may vary, but the purpose will be achieved. So what are the ways, what are the things which are important when we are implementing inclusive classrooms? Inclusive means children with disability, or now we have one more word, that is दिव्यांग आपण असं म्हणतो त्यांना. So the sometimes the children who have various types of disabilities, and those children with normal children, if they study in one classroom, all those children who have some kind of a disability, they are get benefited when they are learning with normal children. Unfortunately, our country is less open to inclusive learning for children with learning disability. We consider them as slow learners, and we don't want them with the normal children. We don't want to study them with normal children. We think that the speed of normal children may get hampered due to these children who have learning disability unless handled efficiently. What is important, we have to handle them efficiently. These disorders often transform to condition like anxiety and depression. So if a child has such kind of a disability, he may suffer due to anxiety and depression. Parents, teachers, educators and other stakeholders must insist on the need to uplift children with LD. So we have to do something as a parent, as a teacher, as an educator, or anyone who is related to this process. We have to do something. We must insist on the need to uplift them. We have to help them out of their situation. Those children who are suffering from learning disabilities, the children need to be handled carefully in their own space. They need love, encouragement, moral support so that they can emerge with great self confidence, self worth, and determination. So, these things are very important. If the child with learning disability he was helped properly, handled efficiently, then he can win a self confidence, self worth, and determination. So, this is about the article. Now, here we have the steps for writing summary. Read the article twice. So due to time constraint, it is not possible to read it twice, but what is important, we have to read the article twice. Then we have to ask questions about the purpose of writing. What exactly the purpose of writing? Then identifying the main idea. Once again, we are uh, considering the main idea. Then we are writing the first draft. Then we are revising our first draft, we are going to edit it, and we are writing the final draft. So these are the 6 steps for summary writing. Here we have an answer to our question, that is a summary of an article. So, see, whatever we have already discussed in this article, we are going to summarize it in this small paragraph. And what is given here? A title is given. So, learning disability, handle with care. So, article we do not have a, and we do not have a title, but here you will find out that and a title is given, learning disability, handle with care. So what exactly the main idea is? We are talking about the learning disability, and what exactly we learn about it, that we have to handle with care, we have to take care of all those children who are facing the problem of learning disability. So that is what we are going to consider in title itself. Learning disability is an umbrella term for many learning problems like reading, writing, listening, speaking, reasoning, maths, and other physical and motor difficulties. These problems need to be identified and investigated. A child can be diagnosed with more than one learning disability like dyslexia, dysgraphia, auditory processing disorder, etc. Such disorders can be dealt with using various methods in a regular classroom. One of the ways is inclusion. Implementation of inclusion may vary, but it has a positive effect on the learning disabled. Through the idea of inclusion, though the idea of inclusion is not popular in our country, it can prove useful to handle such children. Along with the methods and techniques, the children also need encouragement and moral support to progress with self confidence and determination. So, you can understand here that for the whole article, we have used only one paragraph to summarize, because for every paragraph we have a sentence. We can say that near about every paragraph we have a sentence or two considering the important points from it. जवळपास प्रत्येकच पॅरेग्राफ या आर्टिकल्समध्ये आलेले जे पॅरेग्राफ्स आहेत, त्या पॅरेग्राफ्समध्ये जे काही महत्त्वाचं आहे त्यांच्याविषयी बोलणारे एक किंवा दोन वाक्य आलेले आहेत जे इम्पॉर्टंट आहे त्याच्यासाठी. आणि आपल्याला दिसतं की हे फक्त रिस्टेटिंग केलेलं आहे, आपल्या शब्दामध्ये आपण रिस्टेटिंग केलेलं आहे. सो दिस इज अन example of a summary writing. So here is a time for doing exercise. Use of a noun in apposition. Apposition is a grammatical construction in which two elements, normally noun phrases, are placed side by side, with one element serving to identify the other in a different way. The two elements are said to be in apposition. Apposition can be used to make the compound sentences short and simple. For example, Neha is their eldest child and she is very intelligent. इथे आपण ॲपोजिशन हे जे ग्रॅमॅटिकल कन्स्ट्रक्शनची एक पद्धत आहे, ग्रॅमॅटिकल वे आहे, in order to make it short, in order to make it concise. कंपाऊंड सेंटेन्स असेल, कंपाऊंड सेंटेन्स हॅव्हिंग टू मेन क्लॉजेस. आपल्याला माहिती आहे कंपाऊंड सेंटेन्सचे दोन मेन क्लॉजेस आहेत. नेहा इज देअर एल्डेस्ट चाइल्ड and she is very intelligent. These two different clauses are there joined with the help of and. So this is a compound sentence and we can change it into Neha comma their eldest child comma is very intelligent. So here Neha and their eldest child are the same person. एकाच व्यक्तीसाठी आलेली दुसरी पण फ्रेज आहे. तर मग तिच्यासाठी म्हणून आपण काय केलं आहे, हे जे ॲपोजिशन आहे त्याचा वापर केलेला आहे, ग्रॅमॅटिकल कन्स्ट्रक्शन आहे ते वापरलेलं आहे. नेहा कॉमा देअर एल्डेस्ट चाइल्ड कॉमा. सो नेहा देअर एल्डेस्ट चाइल्ड इज वन अँड द सेम पर्सन and we are talking about the same person, and that is why we have said that she is very intelligent. So this is one of the way of doing things short or concising them. The next thing is transforming complex to simple by using phrases like to or using noun phrases instead of a clause. Here we are learning one more type of a condension or concision, what we can say. We are making things short, we are making sentences short with the help of this type of a construction by using to or using noun or phrase instead of a clause. For example, Nagpur is the city where oranges grow. Oranges grow in Nagpur. नागपूर इज द सिटी वेअर ऑरेंजेस ग्रो याच्यापेक्षा सिम्पल सेंटेन्स जे बनवलेलं आहे ऑरेंजेस ग्रो इन नागपूर. द ओल्ड मॅन इज सो वीक दॅट ही कॅनॉट वॉक. Instead of saying this, we will say the old man is too weak to walk. In this way, we are going to solve these examples. Change the following sentences into simple. Now we are making them simple. Mr. Rohit is the member and he is also the director. So how we are going to make it simple? Mr. Rohit is the member and director. Mr. Rohit is the member and director. This is the simple way. This is the simple way of saying things. The room is so small that it cannot accommodate many people. Here we will replace so that with to, as we have seen in one of the earlier examples. The room is too small to accommodate many people. The room is too small to accommodate many people is the answer. You have to prove that you are innocent. You have to prove that you are innocent, and we are using nouns here. We are using noun over here for a clause, that you have to prove your innocence. इनोसंटच्या ऐवजी आपण इनोसन्स हे नाउन वापरलेलं आहे. सो यू हॅव टू प्रूव्ह युअर इनोसन्स. ओके. द लास्ट थिंग इज ही वॉज लेट सो ही वॉक्ड इन अ ग्रेट हरी. ही वॉज लेट so he walked in a great hurry. So he was a late. Instead of saying he was a late, what we will say? Instead of using this clause, what we will say? Being late, he walked in a great hurry. So this kind of a construction will help us from complex to simple. So being late, he walked in a great hurry. This can be the answer of this question. So here is the time for homework. You have A1 and A2 activities given under the lesson, and you have to solve all those activities in A1 and A2 section. A1 activities and A2 activities are there. You have to solve them in your notebook. So thank you, students. We will meet soon in the next session. Till then, goodbye.